Okay, our lesson today is on ratio tables. Our objective is I can use ratio tables to find equivalent ratios and to solve real-world problems. Let's go over some important vocabulary to better understand this chapter and to review this, because we started this yesterday with some activities. Equivalent ratios are two or more ratios, write in the word ratios, that express the same relationship between numbers or quantities. You can find equivalent ratios by doing two different things. You can either add or subtract quantities in equivalent ratios, so adding or subtracting. And then multiplying or dividing each quantity in a ratio by the same number. Okay, we'll better understand this as we do some examples. The ratio of 15 to 30 can be written as 1 to 2. And the reason why is because the greatest common factor of 15 and 30 is 15. So if you divide 15 by 15, you get 1. If you divide 30 by 15, you get 2. So 15 to 30, the same ratio, and a simplified equivalent ratio is 1 to 2. All right. Example number 2, if you look here, pencils and pens, the ratio is 1 pencil for every 3 pens. Okay? So every time, how do you get from 1 to 3? By multiplying by 3. So if you want to change pencils to 2, you've got to multiply it by 3 to get pens, to keep it in equivalent ratio. So 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 3 is 12, 5 times 3 is 15. Okay? And this just explains what I just said, so I'm not going to read that. Procedure for finding missing values in a ratio table. Number 1, carefully study and compare the values for each item listed in the table to determine what rule is being applied to each item. Example, multiply by 2, or divide by 3, or add by 1, or subtract by 4. What's the rule that's happening every time? Okay, and then number 2, apply the rule to each item listed in the table to determine any missing values. Take care to ensure the values you find to keep the ratios equivalent throughout the table. So once you find the rule to what you're doing, if you're always timesing by 3, then you need to make sure you're still doing that every single time so that the ratios stay equivalent. You're going to go ahead and get to the next sheet, if you will. Okay, so number 3, use the completed table to make ratio comparisons of the items listed in the table. So after you have the table, you can make comparisons. Let's try one together, okay? Ken has 5 drink mix packets. Each packet calls for 2 cups of water. He is trying to determine how many cups of water he needs to add if he mixes all 5 packets, okay? I like it. It's real world situation, if I can talk. This is something that I encounter all the time. So you go from 1 drink mix packet to 2, right? Drink mix packets. So next, you might try the 3 drink mix packets and the 4. And what's our ratio? Well, every time there's one packet, there you need 2 cups of water. So how did I get from 1 to 2? I doubled it, or I times it by 2, right? 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 2 is 8, 5 times 2 is 10. So once again, you can check these off. We carefully studied the table of the numbers that are given to us, figure out the rule that's being applied to the drink mix. So we decided that we needed to double it or times it by 2. What rule is being applied to the water? Multiplying by 2. Fill in the missing values. We did that. What are the 5 equivalent ratios of drink mix to water listed in the table? How much water should Ken add to the 5 packets of drink mix? Yeah, to answer his question, if you have 5 packets, you're going to need 10 cups of water, right? Find 2 more equivalent ratios of drink mixed to water. So any of these are equivalent ratios. But if you wanted to find more, for example, you could go 1 times 20 is 20. And then 2 times 20 is 40. There's another equivalent ratio. Okay, I can times them by 15. 1 times 15 is 15. 2 times 15 is 30. It doesn't matter as long as the ratio you're starting with, you do the same thing that you've been doing the whole time to keep it equivalent. Next, you're going to pause and try. Do this very last problem right here. When you're done, if you will get it checked off from me, and take 2 tickets for finishing it, and then grab the assignment. Thanks, and have a fabulous day.